Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Made it through another work week. Woohoo! It was actually a pretty good week this week, wasn't it? It was nice to see a little bit of volatility come back into the marketplace. At least a few days. Wasn't like every day was the volatility was there, but certainly a few days. All right, we're looking at the NASDAQ here, of course. For those of you new in the room, I've got my Hawk micro scalper here in the top left, Falcon swing trader top right, Eagle trend trader bottom left, the Raptor on the bottom right. As I mentioned, these are the charts for the NASDAQ market, and I'm watching gold and the euro dollar on my other monitor, but don't be shy. Please go ahead, ask questions. If there's anything I can help you out with or clear up for you. It looks as though after yesterday's rally, the market did get a little bit soft through the most of the afternoon session, which is what we anticipated. And it seems to have remained in that little bit of a sideways phase through the overnight session as well. So a little bit dull if you were trying to trade the overnight. Not a whole lot was going on. Technically, we have a rule of three counter trend signal here on the Eagle this morning. I don't know if I want to get too excited about doing a counter trend trade just yet. But the signal is there. We do have a trend, and we do have a retest of the extreme. In this case, the extreme is the high. So retested here, retested here, retested here. So we have several retests. We've currently printed 4 counter trend signals. I think if you're going to try this rule of 3, this counter trend move, you should probably consider entering somewhere below this trend line, somewhere below these lows. There is no such thing as a rule of 5 or a rule of 6. The rule of 3, by the way, is just a very loose formatting for this trade. Sometimes you'll only get 2 signals, sometimes you'll get 4. But when you start printing 5 or 6 counter trend signals, I think it's time to admit that the market is probably moving sideways. And that certainly seems to be the case here this morning. So we'll just wait for a couple minutes, see if we can get a breakout from this range. when you think that the market is in a sideways range, it's usually the safest strategy is just to let it get outside of this range and then prove to you that it can stay out. So we would be looking for a breakout and then a confirmation of the breakout. Somewhere through here, we're going to produce another sell signal. Likewise, if we break to the upside, we're going to see a confirmation, a retest, and then another signal develop. So that's the safest way to approach this. All right, well, we've got a bearish break. Let's see what they do with that, if they're able to hold on to it. So that rule of three signal, if you were short or trading the initial breakout, then you are currently short the market. We're getting a first micro-macro cross here as well for those of you interested in these early signals. I might try just a single and maybe try to run it out. Look for a second push on the entry, and all I'm looking for here is some initial momentum to take advantage of. If this breakout is truly going to stick, then maybe we'll get a little run out from that. But we don't know if it's a valid breakout just yet. So the signal is drifting back now to give us that retest. We're producing a macro pullback as well. If you were betting on the retest to stick, you could try the macro pullback signal, which is a little bit more aggressive. The danger, of course, this close to the bottom end of the trading range is the signal will bring you in and then simply drift back into the range. Mark, that's probably the smart thing to do. Mark says, I'm sitting on my hands this morning. Seems as I review my trade journal, it's these types of days where I give some of my profits back. I'll wait this out a little longer. Fridays tend to be difficult trading days. I don't like trading most Fridays. All right, let's see what they got. I'll bring my, oh, they hit my break even as I was getting it out of the way, but I'm going to get another little retest here, and maybe I can hold on. I have a trend change signal here in the Falcon. The Eagle signal still trying to hold on as well. And the Raptor signal, we got the warning dots for a cloud crossover. That's the #1 signal. However, we haven't produced a signal just yet. So the Raptor's still on hold. So far, the Hawk, the only bird. Oh no, sorry, the Hawk and the Falcon both producing sell signals. And I'm going to need a little bit of luck to ride out this swing. Ooh. Come on, let's go. Nope, no luck. Well, we're coming back with another signal, so maybe we'll see the sellers try this one more time. Is that going to be a double bottom? Okay, let's try it. Oh, yellow bars. Okay, good. I can cancel now in good conscience. Oh, although I could look at it and say, hey, isn't that a 4-arrow consolidation? 1, 2, 3, 4. Darn it. All right, and I will take my break even down here. And what I'm looking at is if the market continues lower and takes out the low, then I'll try to get the trade to break even again. now we've got a green bar sell. So a mildly bearish market, certainly uncommitted at the moment. Oh, we're just getting a lot of sideways drift. Well, I'm pretty much got a 50-50 chance on this trade right now. Well, the consolidation continues. We're getting a little bit of a trend change going on here in the Falcon. We do have a completed cloud crossover now in the Raptor, but we're producing green bars or green warning dots. Not what we would anticipate for a sell signal, but this still has time to change. You can see a relatively tight trading range for the day. Okay, there we go. There's the cloud crossover signal. So now the Raptor also producing a short signal, and it looks like it's giving us an opportunity at a second push on this signal as well. Second push simply means the signal engages, then the market retreats from the signal. So if you wanted, you could set up a Raptor trade to look probably something like this. If you can afford it, risking it above the high of the morning is probably ideal. The number one signal develops early in the trend. It's trying to tell you that a new trend might be developing here. And given the rather sideways nature that we've been seeing here, it is entirely possible that we could see a little bit of a downward move. Oh yes, Jeff says these types of days are great for testing your patience, and they most certainly are. Quite honestly, if we didn't have the trading room going on, and I opened up my chart like this, well, we're only a half hour in. I might give it another 15, 20 minutes and then say, yeah, see you later. Yeah, they're really fighting it here. Well, there's a hope. That's about all we got going on right now. At least the Raptor and the Hawk are in sync. Well, actually, so is the Eagle, isn't it? So 3 out of the 4 in sync right now. And the Falcon slowly turning over. All right, here we go. We got a couple opportunities. Just trading a single here in the Raptor. So our high probability target down here at the primary support zone, which is at 63.29.5. Next target all the way down here, 63.14.5. It's a rather slow morning. I may try to run this out a little bit. I don't think I'll get too greedy here on the profit side. We'll meet you about 3/4 of the way. Shoot, so close. Had I left the break even where it was, I would have just got tagged at break even. So I'm going to adjust my break even trigger. The next attempt, if I get another attempt to move lower here past the lows, I'll take the trade to break even. I do believe the Hawk trade is already at break even. It is. All right, well, not much came of the Hawk trade. It drifted back. Come on, sellers. Give her one more go. Scott's asking, good morning, Eric. Well, good morning, Scott. As we sit on our hands, where do I adjust the color of the price movement as it moves up and down on the right side of the chart? Okay, I think what you're referring to is this value right here. And I think you do that from your properties window. Somewhere in here it should be. maybe not. That's starting to sound like a Ben question. I thought for sure it was in the properties window. NinjaTrader, try NinjaTrader, and you can CC Ben on your request. And they refer to that as the Y-axis. Not WHY, but the letter Y. Well, the sellers are putting up a pretty good fight, but so far, not that much follow-through on the trade. Oh, another green bar sell, which is not really what I wanted to see. We're back into the hard edge of the trading band. We normally anticipate some sort of reaction here, but so far we're getting just minimal follow-through off the number 1 and the number 3 signals, both of which are with trend signals. Now we're producing a buy signal, which I don't know if the programming will actually interpret this as a test of the extreme. No, doesn't look like it. So we didn't get a number 2 signal to print here. Oh, yeah, Scott says I found it in the data series. Didn't even think to look there. Ah, price marker color. There you go. This now the reaction to the hard edge. Sellers are trying to step up here a little bit. Unsuccessfully at the moment, I might add. Okay, here come the sellers again, getting some resistance in the cloud. We'll see if they can push them lower from here. So given the way the day is trading, a better plan was probably just to take my profit when I had it. I was probably up $100 on the Hawk trade. And if the Raptor trade works out and hits the break even, well, that's where my $100 profit objective would have been there also. So, you know, sometimes trying to run the market out, you're just better off going all in, out, all out. Just take the money. See you later. Thank you very much. All right, get down there. You can do it. All right, here we go. Well, I got the trade to break even anyway, and yeah, Mark, like I said, Mark says shortening profit targets on a day like today is probably a good idea, and I think I would agree. But I'm in if I get one more swing to the downside without them actually tapping me out. I've actually got a chance. One more push below that 63.31 zone. And there's a chance the market will actually give me some follow through. Nope. Nope. Well, the good news is it didn't cost me anything. here we sit. So it's still very sideways kind of day. We'll stay with it for a little while longer, but if they don't pick a trend soon, I think I may be inclined to button up shop a little bit early. So we did get another number 3 signal here on the back of the number 1 signal, and it does look as though the market is going to try to head lower, but this is really, really starting to look like a double bottom or a test of the extreme to me. Yeah, the Hawk just a bit of a mess. The Falcon, no, we're all just really, really dead flat and sideways. Mark writes, nothing has gotten me excited yet, at least not enough to take a chance on. Haven't had an open like this in a while. Patience of virtue today. Where do you live, Mark? Mark says, I might just go get my snowblower ready for the winter. What part of the country are you in? Oh, Wisconsin. Oh, yes. Well, you'll get your share of snow. We're pretty lucky here on the West Coast. I like to say we get enough snow to keep us humble. Might be a week or two. Well, the Raptor coming through here with a counter-trend signal, but you know what, folks? You need to balance these signals with the context. It's not that it isn't a valid signal. It's just that the market may take a little while getting there. The nice thing about a counter-trend signal is you're usually fairly confident of where your stops need to be. Well, and a second push entry on this would not be unreasonable, but just given how quiet the market is right now, you know, if you're going to do it, I think minimizing your risk exposure, maybe trading a single contract, may be the way to go. On the one hand, this could be a resumption of yesterday's trend, so not unreasonable to think a rally might be coming our way. But to me, anyway, so far the market seems more on the short side. And yeah, here they go with another sell signal. So, you know, we're just flip-flopping on the signals here right now. And see, there we go. We're starting to bounce a little bit higher. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be much of a trading day today. So why don't we call it a day? If you're really die-hard about trading today, I think maybe a little bit of an uptick would be in order, but the trend does seem to be down, so I would stay on the short side as much as I could. But really, it's a coin toss today. Get that quarter out, flip it, heads you buy, tails you sell. It'll be just about as effective. All right, gang, have a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you on Monday. Next week, of course, will be a short trading week with the Thanksgiving holiday, and that's going to put a little bit of a nix in the wrinkle, as they say. But we'll deal with that next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.